right, welcome back to the channel. So, Terence Crawford's details of his contracts have been shared by Bob Arum. He has 1 year left on his contract, and Bob Arum pretty much said he's going to have to take a pay cut or get on out and become a free agent. That is huge news in the sport of boxing. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, I'm telling you, man, hey, business can be hard, man. And Bob Arum ain't been in business for 50 years for no reason. That dude is about making a buck. And he says, look, man, Terence Crawford, I don't know about us anymore, man. You might have to go ahead and take a pay cut or get out. He was very, very explicit about it. So, man, Bud Crawford. This is why people thought that I was hating on Bud Crawford. I promise you, I was not hating on Bud Crawford. I was trying to alert Bud Crawford for this very moment. The very moment when in Top Rank, the way the Top Rank works, there's that in with the new, out with the old, in with the new moment. And when Vasily Lomachenko lost to Teofimo Lopez, actually before that, in the lead up to that, pretty much from the time they made the fight between Teofimo Lopez and Lomachenko, I was like, all right, Bob is about to get Lomachenko beat and get rid of that big old hefty contract. Now, and that is exactly what Bob Arum did. Got Vasily Lomachenko in there with a kid who was a lot younger than him, who had been watching him fight for a long time, knew exactly how to go about beating him, and timed it perfectly. Now he has a new up-and-coming star, Teofimo Lopez. Again, out with the old, in with the new. And the moment was coming up for Terence Crawford because Terence Crawford got himself a nice big fat paycheck. Big fat contract with $4 million a fight guarantees, and the pandemic hit. And when Terence Crawford was not willing to take a pay cut for Bob Arum, you know full well Bob Arum is looking for how he can get Terence Crawford up out of there. Now, I'm hoping that, because let me just say this. There were thoughts before that Terence Crawford was going to be able to get out of Bob Arum, out of this fight, out of this contract with Bob after this last fight with Kell Brook. And now to just, save face a little bit, I thought that this could be his last. Now that I know he's got 1 more year left on it, that means he's got 2 more fights with Bob Arum. Now, Bob Arum said he had 2 more fights. He said a year. Now, that doesn't, you don't know necessarily what two more fights mean. 1 year means. If it's a 1 year calendar date, or is there do you have 2 years, 2 fights a year under that contract? Now, I do believe Terence Crawford fights twice a year, so that seems like about another $8 million sitting on the plate for Terence Crawford over there with Bob Arum. But after that, Bob is like, look, you're either going to have to take a pay cut or you're going to get out of there. So that, knowing what that is, you got to think, okay, well, what is Bob going to do with Terence Crawford next? Obviously, what he has said so far is that he's going to want to make the Manny Pacquiao fight, right? But the Manny Pacquiao fight, I'm telling you, and I'm not going to go into it in great detail in this video again, but that fight is not going to happen. It's not going to happen for 2 reasons. One, Bob Arum, if Bob Arum had any real interest in making a Manny Pacquiao fight, he would have done it when Manny Pacquiao and Terence Crawford were there. But even if you don't believe that, Manny Pacquiao left Bob Arum. Why would Manny Pacquiao want to get back involved with Bob Arum? Manny Pacquiao right now is fighting fighters over there at the PBC, and the opponents, promoters, are not taking anything out of there. So why would he want to convince somebody or think anybody's going to believe that Manny Pacquiao is going to backtrack and do that with Bob Arum? And then why would that even work for Terence Crawford? Because if Terence Crawford has a legitimate chance to fight him, he would want to get out of the PBC before he gets the fight, because once again, Bob Arum's not taking his promotional cut. But anyway, that fight's not going to happen. more than likely what we're going to get, and this is where I'm saying we're going to wind up in more problems with Terence Crawford, is that we're now going to get the Green Machine 2 fight. The best we can hope for maybe is a Ray Robinson fight, but just with everything that Bob Arum said, Bob Arum is not going to be putting any money out there for any type of real competition for Bud. So you can pretty much count the way that sounded with Bob Arum, right? Because Bob Arum just trashed the whole Errol Spence Jr. fight, which, by the way, that means something. Now, if Terence Crawford has another year left or 2 years left or 2 fights left with Bob Arum, that means that the Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford fight's not going to happen anytime before 2022, just based on that. And then that's if Terence Crawford switches over to the PBC. But that doesn't mean that there's no hope whatsoever for a good fight for Terence Crawford, because there is. Okay, there's two people. Well, there's one guy that the fight that maybe the price could work for, and that is Yordenis Ugas. So Yordenis Ugas, I'm sure, who would it be, a WBA regular champion at the time? I think right now he's a WBA regular champion. I think that is about the best fight that you can look for out of Terence Crawford, considering that he's got 1 or 2 more fights left with Top Rank. So that means now we know more than likely what's going to happen with Errol Spence Jr. because the Terence Crawford thing is off the table. Errol Spence Jr. is going to wind up fighting Danny Garcia when he gets past Danny Garcia, because I'm being more and more comfortable and confident with the fact that he's going to get past Danny Garcia. But honestly, you never really can be too confident with anything with Danny Garcia, because Danny Garcia is a very, very solid fighter. Only hesitation that I have, obviously, around Errol Spence Jr. is whether or not he's going to be, truly 100% coming off that car accident, and everything that everybody's saying around him is like, absolutely, that's the case. Otherwise, they wouldn't put him back in there. No need to reason, to throw him away like that, that soon if he's really not ready. So, but, one way or another, we're going to know in December whether or not he's ready or not. And then from there, we're going to wind up seeing, a rematch with Sean Porter, and then Keith Thurman, that type of thing more than likely is going to be going on in the welterweight division, just because of how much time we know for sure, Terence Crawford has left with Bob Arum. But again, as I'm being more considerate of Bud Crawford or Terence Crawford's position in these videos, and I'm telling you, I'm trying. I'm going to try to walk away from and over the next year not really get and lay into Bud over the fact that he's not going to be fighting anybody, because right now I absolutely positively know that he's not going to be fighting anybody. But understand, dude, that the frustration comes with this Bob Arum thing, and I really, really wish he had not re-signed with Bob Arum, that he went to the PBC, because we would have been getting better fights out of Terence Crawford than we're getting right now as boxing fans. Now, there may be some truth to there may be some truth to what Bob Arum says about, the fact that the PBC wouldn't have been paying Bud the money that he gets at the PBC right now, or that he gets at Top Rank right now. Maybe there's some truth to that. I mean, I don't know why there would be. Those guys in the PBC all seem like they treat like those paychecks from the Zone and those things like, not like jokes, but like, nah, we're doing really, really well. So I can't imagine that Terence Crawford would have went over there to the PBC and not felt like, he was doing very, very well, financially. Would he have gotten that WBO belt that quickly? Probably not. Right. So it would have been a tougher road for Bud over there at 100, with the PBC at 147 pounds. But I think Bud is really up for the task. My initial reaction, if I've ever felt regret for a video before, I feel regret for the post-fight that I did on Terence Crawford, Kell Brook, because I really do believe that I did not give him the credit that he deserves. So, if it seems like I'm trying to go overly the other way to give Terence Crawford credit and kind of give him the benefit of the doubt on that stuff, I might be doing that for a little while, because, man, he really did get a good win. And when he said that, that he doesn't believe that he's going to really get his just desserts until he's retired, hey, man, I don't want to be one of those people that do that to him. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. At the same time, listening to what Bob Arum said, man, come on, man, we knew this was coming. Bob Arum is about them dollars, and Bob Arum doesn't believe never really believed in Terence Crawford. But even if he did, Terence Crawford is still getting older, and he's still going to get sold off like glue. He's still going to be a horse getting sold for glue with top rank. That's just how it seems like they do to me. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what yours is. Thank you guys so much for your support. And with that, I'm out. Peace.